Hi, everyone. I hope this Monday has brought some amount of hope and strength in your lives. As the numbers keep decreasing, we also get to remember those that we have lost. My first loss with the pandemic came last year when I lost somebody very close in my team who worked on a daily basis with me at the end of June 2020. And I have to admit, it was a very difficult thing to accept that someone who was 44 years old, had two children, a young wife, had left. In fact, Avneet was his name, and we were grooming him for a very big leadership role. And his leaving created a vacuum. But it was wonderful to see how everyone came together after Avneet's departure from the group and the company, not just for the work that was at hand because our need shouldered much, but also for his family and his two little children. I was amazed on how people were able to stand by each other. And as in the last 1 year of this pandemic, many colleagues some have fallen sick, some have recovered, some have rejoined, some have had to leave the job and go back to their native places to take care of their parents. Some have had to, not sort of come back to work because the strength and the body didn't permit anymore. There were a lot of reasons to say hellos and goodbyes. But there's one thing that has remained consistent in the last 1 year, and that is the very strength and depth from which the human spirit can rise. I have never seen something like this in my life. For people to stretch themselves as individuals, as families, as communities, as teams at work, to come together for each other in a way that otherwise may not happen. And I think for me, therefore, the biggest lesson of the pandemic has been that human spirit and human beings are capable of so much more. I think this is the year that a lot of companies who initially thought of their human resources just one part have actually now realized that the human resource is the heart of the organization. At SCA, we've always believed that people are at the core of everything we do. And so for me, it was also wonderful to be able to talk to people on a daily basis and go beyond just looking at the to do list or the KRAs or the tasks, but actually get to know who's in their family, how are they doing. And, for a lot of our leadership to also be able to do that. And I can say with absolute surety that the pandemic has brought us as SCA, as a family of working professionals together in the sector much closer, not just within the company, also with our vendors, also with our customers. There is an understanding, there's a bond because we've all been through a collective experience together. And that has added so much strength and so much hope in terms of what is possible. Most importantly, our industry had to continue to work despite not being vaccinated, despite being constantly exposed, despite coming under so much pressure from all kinds of stakeholders, whether it was the police, the government, their own families and neighborhoods and communities, our customers, our deliverables, and our service partners. But we've been able to do it. I mean, there has been significant growth in the logistics sector, and people across the board have appreciated the delivery boy, the trucker, the guy who loads the ship, the guy who offloads an aircraft, the guy who, puts a courier load together. I think there has been, if there has ever been a time where there has been a watershed moment for an industry like ours, it has been this particular year. Of course, it's a trying time for all of us. We've all lost loved ones, but it's also been the time where we've been able to really grow and accelerate so fast, not just our individual skill sets, but our collective abilities as team and companies and industry. And we have been able to serve customers. And I always say that this industry that moves the world. And I can proudly say that I am so proud to be part of an industry that kept the world moving despite the virus, despite the pandemic, and despite so many hurdles and obstacles. And I'm extremely hopeful that as vaccinations improve, and mitigation improves, we will only come out of this stronger, better, more agile, more ambitious, and definitely much more hopeful and much more strong in our conviction that our industry has a central role in making the world go around. Thank you, everyone. And I hope that you too feel and see the hope and the strength that I see despite the dark clouds. I hope that you too see the silver lining. It's a pleasure to be here today. I have had a chance to mentor the Logistics Insider team from the time it was an idea. And I want to thank Logistics Insider and its team of amazing professionals who also kept the information flow, the sharing of ideas going despite the pandemic. So, all the best. And I would say just go for it, because for the next decades, not just one or two, but many decades to come, logistics will have a very critical and central role in shaping the world order. Thank you very much.